suffering or punishment you will succumb to. One of two options will be chosen during my decision-making period. You'll be forced to tear down, then rebuild the Egyptian pyramid alone, or public execution by numerous on microphone. The latter I'd rather see, so without further delay, I'll decide here, clear and concise, the price you'll pay.
Yo, I'm starting it off like fuck the Tunnel Rats. Nigga run till that. The only homo Christian rap crew that takes it up the tunnel black.
It was all hostile. We would leave in tears.
Talking out his neck about stuff he don't know. Better practice free flow before stepping to the show.
We were like devils in the church. And especially we got a lot of heat because we would battle.
This ain't 50 Cent. This talk your mind, talk to torment your tame tabernacle. Get tackled. You end up in a shackle down in the dungeon.
The backlash that we felt was really from the Christian community.
Round seminary and God, blew your timings on. I let out the dogs, but more dangerous was the rats. Who you know is strangers, us in Christ they trust, but dang they bust.
We were battling people, but not cussing, nothing, like, and totally had the word in it. So people would be like, dang, that's a Christian rapper, what?
Back then it was super tough because there's big churches now that at the time just didn't allow it. They just didn't want it in there, you know? It was sacrilegious, it was blasphemous to be doing that type of stuff, you know, up on the stage, on the church altar.
I'm the one going where you're not going because I care about the next generation.
Fame ain't the aim, and y'all walk around like you accomplished some feat, but you a star in a market that don't make dents in this industry.
It's a generational, you know, history of what has made me what I am.
As hostile as it was, we were tunnel rats. We were built for the war.
I feel like David must have felt standing before Goliath. Pull a pistol out my pocket and I cocked it back and aimed it at your eye socket. Sucker, watch this rocket, ain't no use you trying to block it. You ain't gonna stop it. I held it till it got too hot and had to drop it. You know, people didn't know, but my whole rap career, every time I was rapping, I was also a singer. But no, I never told anybody because I didn't want to mix the two sounds or genres or music or whatever you want to call it, two cultures. Hip-hop is hip-hop, and to me it was hardcore, and it was about something else. Now if I could go back, I would. This neighborhood right here is called the Village. This is where the Tunnel Rats started. There's one way in, there's one way out. Right here is where we used to fight. If you had beef right there in that corner, that's where you would knuckle up. You just stand in the middle of the street and fight it out. This is it, 12501. It didn't look like that when I lived here. There was no walkway at all. It was all grass. It was a chain link fence. The only way to get through was through the driveway. There's so many people that were in that house that night. And they continued to come to these open mics.
93, we got word that other little Christian groups were all going to be at Hex's Hip Hop Shop in Melrose.
December 11th, 1993. This was Soul Drop 1 featuring Future Shock, LPG, Brainwash Projects. Basically anyone that was doing stuff that would be respected outside of the church, outside of the walls, were these cats.
So we met all these dudes for the first night. My brother invited them back to his house. All of them came to his house. Me and my sister-in-law at the time made food for all these dudes.
You know, things were kind of thin, and it was almost like the two bread loaves and the fish that fed the multitude, because somehow like $10 worth of groceries, everybody had like second, thirds, plates, you know, so there's like 25 of us in a room.
And out of all those people that were there was like a light on Journey, Zane, Rafi, Sojourn, Ajax, and Redbones. And it was just about building a special teams unit that would be able to go to the gutters with me, the projects, and it could hang with anybody in the world. And they became the first Tunnel Rats.
Tunnel rat defender, never gonna surrender. Anti-pretender in radiance and splendor. I gotta watch my temper.
But what tracks have we done?
I'll let you guys hear it.
A tunnel rat is a calling. It wasn't just about rap or hip hop. Oh, voices they all would say. One more time. We can do it all, from setup to the sound. We can sing, do the praise and worship, rap, speak, and teach. We've built churches from the ground up. You gotta sing this in church on a Sunday morning. I'll get dressed real cute, do background for you. We were gonna be the first ones there, we were gonna be the last ones to leave. And God was gonna take care of us.
Cause if Christ can't be crossed over, then I'll keep my beat up Nova.
Take the negative and drop it in a hole that I will drop a mouse in. Cause me and my father's house.
Cause it's gonna get rough when push comes to shove. I tell ya, boy, this is love. Yeah. This is love.
My dad started telling me what he was in Vietnam. He was a tunnel rat. Basically, there was these holes in the ground, very small holes in the ground, and the Vietnamese would, that's how they won the war, they say, was they fought underground. My dad was only 5'5", 119 pounds, but he was born for that. He was aggressive. He was the right height. He had the right mental makeup to fit in a hole and go clean the underground. So we were that. We never believed that we were called to MC or rap. Never. We were called to minister.
Somebody say Jesus. Jesus! Why do we say Jesus?
Every church would have us come, but then call us the devil. And I was singing and preaching at every place. And couldn't believe that we had nothing.
I call like the tail end of it. Like, at least we would have enough money to get our own hotel room, but we'd all be on one hotel room, and then I'd be sleeping on the floor. And sometimes, if they did put us up in the hotel, there were some ratty hotels. There's like roaches or spiders or just like no floor, like just concrete floor. That I had to like sleep in the bathtub or like on a table.
Be some sort of barbaric mastermind, a tyrannosaurus rat between blue lines.
This pastor, Pastor Chuck Singleton, would not only have people come to his church, not only would he allow people to rap in his main service, not just youth, like through us to the youth, wow. He would also pay us.
Too often in the church, wind up behind the curve. We want to catch up after it's already out instead of leading the way. And I think we should lead the way. And this is something that you guys were doing. It was clear to me, very clear. I understood the objections of many of my contemporaries and other pastors. I understood their objections. I didn't agree with them, and I've told them that I didn't agree with them. But at once, I really appreciate what you guys were doing and did do.
I wonder if hip hop will ever be accepted in the church. I wonder if I'll ever be accepted in the church. I wonder why they keep on staying.
Gene and Joe, back in the day, they believed in us so much back then that they allowed us to have all creative control.
Especially the newbies that don't know who I am. My name is Rafi.
In those times, it was, you know, real hard to get away with selling gospel music with the aggressiveness, with the approach, with the angle that we used. You had to be churchy, you had to be Christian, you had to be a certain sound, a certain fit. They went against the grain. Those are the guys that allowed us to have the freedom, and we just went in there and did it.
The response we get now is, this album saved our life. We didn't know that there was real hip-hop in gospel music. I used to sneak secular music in my house, then I got your album, it gave us life.
So I inject the youthful intellect, and then we turn on collect the massive quantity of wisdom in wreck, catching my initial contact with the
I know kids that would have been dead if not for that type of stuff, for that specific album.
Inhale the breath of creation, and exhale kinetic illustration, visualizing verbally my hope for the hip-hop nation. In the time I spent,
nobody else would talk about battling. Nobody else talked about the church being full of crap. We did. The lies in the church, the murder in the name of God, or the Pharisees that were, nobody talked about it. We did, and to this day we still do.
Coordination causing contusions. It ain't no illusion. The way that I'm fusing the music I'm using together with God sound. All town from Roxbury to San Juan, rocking to the rhythm of some young Puerto Rican young gun. I tell the world where I come from. The microphone missionary reaching the slums. So come.
Tunnel Vision is, to me, well, in some respects, it's my favorite Tunnel Rat album. We have new members, we have new breed, we have this new producer, Dirt, who's killing it with the beats. It was like we were the second coming of this Voltron crew that was hitting on all cylinders. We had a little bit of a budget to do this video. I think it was over like 10 grand because it was, that video for TRs was shot on 35mm. We're literally in the old railroad tunnels underground in downtown LA. We were on a rotation of this foot store, like shoe store of like called Journeys, and like Foot Action, where they played like an hour-long video, like 24 hours in the store. So you'd go to the mall and like, oh, that's one of our videos. I love the fact on that album of like you have a song like 2 Cents. Teresa singing, we had like keyboard players, we had musicians coming in. It was just like the funnest album to produce, to make.
This is my house right here. This is my crib. Welcome. Let me show you. First battery thing I actually recorded holding her, like the whole thing. Some of the songs you could hear her, you know, kind of like mimicking me. So she's just saying, you know, it's kind of funny. I had to. Sometimes she was really loud, so I had to, you know, do it over. F6, make the line. I stepped away from it, not in like, I threw the mic down and said, I'm never gonna do this again. So as you get married longer and you get older, and then you start getting into your 30s, not that 30 is like the death sentence, but 30 is like a pivotal time to really reassess and think. And then we had a baby, Nahoa, so that was like attention going all around the child. At that point, priorities became about future, you know, money, security. I love being next to my son all the time. I don't want to go away, and I don't need to go away. And to, you know, bring a message out to the world. The message that I give is to my son and to anybody who is in my sphere of influence, and if I can broaden that sphere of influence in a way that doesn't take me away from them, then probably that's what I should do.
I'm not delusional, this most likely is your first experience with me. Greetings, my name is Propaganda. I wrote my first rap in '93, simply put. Fire-baptized battle rapper who's heavily influenced by folk music and found creative freedom in poetry. Combo is strange, I know, but let this one bake your noodles. Hey, let me tell you something. We think it's a front.
A lot of the stuff that we were stoned for is completely acceptable. It took a generation to grow up. The legacy, again, is what it was always. It was, let's get into the underground, clean it up, blaze a trail. Journey and them used to tell me that all the time. We got paid 1 bottle of juice so that you won't have to.
It was tough at the beginning, but the foundation's been laid, and it was laid properly. On truth and integrity. Not only a love for Christ, but a love for the art.
You gotta dig. If I ever lose sight, come and get me. You gotta dig. It's all the same. The rats have been gone, still on top of the game. Still at the after party. Watching the people move their body. Reminiscing when they lottie-dottie. Y'all do the talking, we'll do the walking. If you lay in the bubble of the balls that we dropping, now there ain't no stopping. We moving, we clubbing and cruising. The tea all of the crew.